All right, what's going on, college football fans, LSU fans? What's going on, everybody? This is Gen 16 back here again. Let me fix my hat real quick. Back here again, and today we got to talk about these departures because I was just gonna make an LSU season recap video about just talking about the season and talking about some of the departures that are leaving. But I mean, just when I'm about to do that, Dave Aranda, I hear, is going to the Baylor Bears. Now, I've been hearing rumor about that for a while, but to actually see it come true, this is huge. Particularly not just for LSU, but just for the entire SEC as a whole, because when you're the national champ, teams are going to go extremely hard, especially after your coaching staff. Like, teams, they're going to be going after your coaching staff, right? I mean, they're going to do whatever it takes to knock you off the throne. It's something that Alabama has had to go through. It's something that Florida in the past, when they won their championships, what they had to go through. It's something what Ohio State had to go through. Something that Clemson in the recent years had to go through. But particularly, yeah, Alabama had to go through it every single year. Trust me, I'm a Bama fan. I know. What LSU fans are experiencing is something that Alabama fans, and particularly the program, has to go through every single year. So now the biggest question is going to come for LSU is, can they overcome this? Now, I will say this. LSU loses a bunch of players every single year. This year, it was the first really official season that we've seen LSU with the amount of returning talent that was on their roster. Now, we haven't seen this much returning talent on the roster since 2011. Now, ever since then, they've had some really, really good seasons, right? They had some 11-win seasons. They had some 10-win seasons. They had a lot. But they produce a lot of NFL talent every single year. They're one of the top 5 schools in the country when it comes to producing NFL talent. But the problem with that is that they haven't won any national championships. Matter of fact, they haven't even been to a conference championship when they don't have that much returning talent. Alabama, despite them losing all that NFL talent every single year, they've gone to win their division. They've gone to conference championship games. They've gone to the playoffs. They've won national championships. So the biggest question about Ed Orgeron and this LSU program, can they overcome the deficiencies? Can they overcome that? That's going to be the biggest question. Clemson, I think that they haven't really gone through that motion. They've lost they've lost a coach here or there. But for the most part, they've always kept most of their players. They've always kept most of their coaching staff. So they haven't even really gone through it, which is kind of bullshit. But LSU is one of those programs where almost every single year they lose a lot. They're now back on that road. But to lose your best players, Jamar Chase and Terrence Marshall are literally the best players for LSU that are returning back, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to the draft. My goodness, Justin Jefferson, he's just declared. He's just declared. You lose all 5 starters of your offensive line, which just won the Joe Moore Offensive Line of the Year award. You lose all 5 of them. Thaddeus Moss is gone. This is crazy. And then we didn't even talk about the defensive side of the ball. You look at both Patrick Queen and Jacob Phillips are gone. I thought one of those guys would stay. Both those guys are gone. Rashard Lawrence is gone. I don't know how to pronounce his name right, but Kalavion Chason is gone. Michael Divinity Jr. is gone. Christian Fulton's gone. Grant Delpit's gone. They lose some rotational players that have just declared. This is ridiculous. LSU is losing a lot. Now, will LSU be competitive? They'll be competitive. But to sit here and say that, okay, they're going to automatically win the SEC West next year, I don't know about that one. Especially when I think you look at a team like A&M, I think that they'll improve. You look at maybe Ole Miss or maybe Mississippi State, maybe they'll catch up. Alabama. Alabama, you already know they'll always be there. Auburn will always be there. So this is not going to be an easy road for LSU to get to the SEC championship game. Right? They don't have the personnel like they do this year in order for them to get there. Now, let me take that back. They got the talent. They got the talent to get there. But do they have enough experience, enough maturity for them to click and for them to get and to reach that pinnacle like we've seen LSU do this year? That's the question. LSU had the maturity, they had the personnel, and they had the coaching staff to help them get to that championship, to that top pinnacle last year. So it's going to be interesting. But to not only lose your best players, but to then lose Dave Aranda, your defensive coordinator, who I'm not gonna say he's overachieved, because right, he didn't make LSU a top defensive unit, but it was good enough. But he still is one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. Matter of fact, he was the highest paid coordinator. Not only do you lose Dave Aranda now, but then you lose Joe Brady. Joe Brady, the man that probably with him, the man that pretty much sparked it, your primary play caller. It's just too hard to lose both your coordinators, and then we're hearing that more coaches on this LSU staff is going elsewhere. It's called the Bama effect, LSU. It's called the Bama effect. It's something that Bama fans and this program has had to deal with every single year. We lose coordinators on a consistent basis every single year. So we'll see if LSU can overcome these deficiencies. But right now, at least starting off, yeah, you guys got the championship. But going into the 2020 season, it's not looking so good as far as the coordinators and the amount of personnel that you guys are going to have to replace. It's going to be tough. It can be done, but it's going to be very, very tough for LSU to reach that pinnacle again. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys for this video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Really helps out the channel a lot. And that's all I have for you guys today. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be back with my season recaps. So Alabama, LSU, Ohio State. Some of your favorite teams will be getting season recaps, so stay tuned for those. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. This is Gen 716. I'm out. Catch you guys later. Peace.